Hey friends, I think we are live here. Um, I can't tell for sure. Let me double check. Yes, we're live. Okay, awesome. But I'm just not seeing there we go, image. Okay, so welcome to today's episode of the Business Accelerator Facebook Live series. I'm Sarah Rose, and I'm coming to you live from my office in Charleston, South Carolina. And if you're watching this live, give me a hashtag live. If you're watching this as a replay, give me a hashtag replay. If you're new to me, give me a hashtag newbie and let me know where you're watching from. We've got people all over the world tuning in today, so it's really exciting to see global expansion and growth, right? So I hope you guys are all having a wonderful Wednesday wherever you are in the world. And today's episode, we're going to be talking about becoming the hunted, not the hunter, on Instagram. So how could this change your business if you tweaked just a few strategies in your game? Is anybody here feeling stuck on Instagram? You're not getting any more followers. If anything, you're just plateauing or maybe losing followers, and you just can't figure out how to get it to the next level. And why is it important to get it to the next level and gain more followers? Well, first of all, more followers doesn't necessarily guarantee money in the bank, but it does put more eyeballs on your business. And when more people are seeing your content, what you're putting out there to the world and what you're working on and the problem you solve and who you're helping, and you're shining your light and sharing your gifts and standing out above the noise on social media, you're going to stand out as the expert in your field. And people are going to say, you know what? I love her stuff. What she's talking about is really resonating with me. And this builds the like, know, and trust factor where people start to send you friend requests and come into your inbox and ask more about your services or your product or your opportunity, what you do, so that you can help them. And those turn into conversations, those turn into relationships, and those turn into your ideal client and team member. So it is important to gain more visibility, to really get your message out there on more than one platform. At the same time as I'm saying that, you don't want to stretch yourself too thin and try to learn all these platforms at the same time. So I would just suggest maybe picking one or two that you really get great at, that you get a hold of it, you master it, you build your following, you're building your business, you're learning those, and then you can start to add other platforms from there. Does that make sense? So right now I'm really growing my business on Facebook and Instagram. That's why I wanted to share with you today how I went from stuck to over 200 new followers organically in less than a week, with more interaction, more engagement, more comments, somebody sharing my work, and people showing up in my inbox starting these conversations. So let's dive in. Let's get started. I actually made some notes so that I didn't get off track. But number one is go through your list of who are you following. So if you've got thousands of people that you're following and you only have maybe a few hundred people who are following you, that when somebody comes to your page, that doesn't really show that you're building your Instagram. You're more interested in following other people. So where can you unfollow? Is it somebody who doesn't really have an active account, somebody who you've never really interacted with, or you don't know anything about them, or they're not in your niche, or they're not somebody that you'd be interested in doing business with? Now, if you want to follow your high school friends and your college friends and your neighbors and your kids' friends' moms and family and that sort of thing, that's okay, but just really reduce the number of followers, because if it's not relevant to your niche and to your audience, it doesn't really matter, does it? It's going to mess up the algorithm because Instagram is confused. They're like, well, if this is her message, these are the people who should be following her. It's just going to mess up your algorithm. So go through the people that you're following and just really clean that up. And I suggest that on Facebook as well. I did that the other week, and oh my gosh, my engagement went through the roof because I got rid of the people that we never had any interaction. We didn't know how we knew each other. They're not going to miss me because they never interacted on my stuff. And then my algorithm just went through the roof, and my engagement was just amazing, and more people coming into my world, so that are my ideal client and team member. So clean out who are you following on Facebook and Instagram, who are you friends with on Facebook, and on Instagram too. If they don't have a cover photo, they don't have a bio, it's not somebody who fits in with what you're looking to achieve, just move on. Okay, then you want to make sure that your images on Instagram are super high quality. Instagram is a visual platform. And so that means for the visual people, that's where they're hanging out. And some of your clients, we talk about this a lot in my Business Startup Academy, is personality types and how you want to convey your message, what you're trying to say. Some people learn differently. Some people are super visual, and some people are auditory and they need to hear things. And some people are digital and they're like, just show me the bottom line. And some people are touchy feely. They want to they want to feel your message and your empathy coming through your content, right? But for the visual people, they're hanging out on Instagram. So if you have grainy, like low quality images, people are probably just going to keep scrolling and pass you by, because it's all about leveling up the image of who you are and your brand so that you're standing out above the noise. I'm getting some comments here. Hey, Alexis, good to see you. Hey, Tessa, welcome, welcome. I'm glad to have you all here. So yes, high quality images. You have about 3 seconds for somebody to come and look at your page and say, yes, I want to hang out here, love her stuff, I'm going to stay, I'm going to follow this page. Or not so much, a bunch of pictures of her kids or her dog or her cats, or just things that aren't relevant to your business. So Instagram, Facebook, all these platforms are your free TV channel. It's a free storefront. So if you're not posting about things that are relevant to your business, people don't know that you have a business, and they're going to either unfollow you or not follow you at all. So make sure that your images are really high quality and branded to you. We talk about that a lot in my Business Startup Academy, as well as branding and pulling together your colors, your fonts, your images so that they all just flow, because there's a psychology behind it. It's not just that you love beautiful things or beautiful images or a beautiful lifestyle of somebody to follow or that you're portraying. The world is in absolute chaos right now, as we all know, and people are craving what right now more than anything? Certainty. Would you agree? Certainty is what people are craving. So they need to know that when they come to your page that first of all, you're going to be consistent. You're going to give them certainty by showing up consistently. And the certainty is how your content flows. So if one day you're posting about something totally random and it's not relevant and the image isn't clear or beautiful or in alignment with what business you're creating, there's no certainty in that, right? So that's why I preach all the time consistency. And you might not be able to show up every single day on all your different platforms. You might have a full-time job or a new baby or other commitments that you can't show up every single day. But make a plan for yourself, a business plan for yourself, a daily method of operation of where are you going to show up every day? How are you going to show up there? And make sure that's written in your calendar or in your diary, depending on where you're from. So that when it goes into the calendar, when it goes into your diary, you know that you have to show up at that time, on that day, and how you're going to show up. So you can sit down and map this out, maybe on a Sunday afternoon, what your content's going to look like for the week. So for me, what made this really, really easy is, and I kept looking at these influencers and these coaches with these huge followings that had the grid layout. And I was like, I don't know if I ever could do that. It's maybe some extra work. And then I thought, what, but it's so beautiful and I've been admiring it. Why don't I just sit down and take some time to do it? So I popped into Canva, I popped onto Pinterest, I found my favorite quotes, and then I made them mine on Canva. Who loves Canva? I love Canva. I'm on Canva every single day playing around and getting into the creative zone of genius, right? So created the quotes that I wanted to use. And so one day I'll post a quote, the next day I'll post an image, a picture of something. And obviously the content has got to flow with your imaging, because if you post an image about something but the content, whatever you've written above, doesn't match up, then that's confusing too. So just remember the word certainty right now and consistency. Be consistent in your messaging and be consistent in showing up, because that's what gives people that certainty that they crave. Is this making sense? Are you guys getting any good notes here? Give me a love heart or an emoji or a comment below if you're getting some good information, so that I know that I'm not telling you something that you already know. And I'd love to know what you're going to do differently in your business with some of these little tweaks and hacks. Okay, next is, so I did create a grid. And if you want to go over and check out my branding and how I've laid everything out, you're welcome to. I'm at Sarah Rose Global, SARAH, Rose like the flower, Global. And you can find me there, follow me. You can kind of see what my strategies are, and don't copy anybody else, because you want to be authentic to you and to your audience. The message that you want to convey is probably going to be different than the way that I convey it. Nobody else can shine your light or share your gifts the way that you can. But success leaves clues. And so when you find somebody that's gotten results that you're looking for or is getting results that you're looking for, take a clue from that and put your spin on it and run with it. So the next tip is follow threads in Facebook groups. Last week, if you watched the live Business Accelerator, I talked a lot about my strategy of building in groups. And I guess it depends on the group, but every day during the week at some level in some group, there's going to be a follow thread where you can go in and somebody's going to say, okay, let's do a follow thread for Instagram. Well, most people just drop their link and run, but you're not most people, otherwise you wouldn't be here today. So here's my big tip and hack for this. You want to have your 8-second elevator pitch, your tagline ready to go. We really work hard on this in the Business Startup Academy, so you get it just right. But you're going to put, hey ladies, I'll give you mine as an example. I put, hey ladies, I'm Sarah Rose. I'm the Launch Your Online Business Strategist, and I mentor ambitious, entrepreneurial-minded women around the world to transform their side hustle into a thriving, profitable business. If this resonates with you, let's connect. And then I drop my Instagram handle there. Most people just drop their link and run, but you're not most people. So figure out, what is that tagline? What is your mission statement? Who are you helping? And more people are going to really resonate and connect with that, rather than you just posting your makeup line or your skincare line or your, whatever your business is. Maybe you're a massage therapist or a coach or a podcaster or something. But stand out by showing people who you're helping and how you're going to help them, whatever that offer is, whether it's a product, a service, or a business opportunity. Okay. Then you're going to start getting a lot of follows because people know exactly who you are and what you stand for. But that doesn't mean that you want to follow everybody back. And it's not to be mean and say, well, you can only follow me, but I'm not going to follow you. But remember what we talked about earlier is that algorithm needs to be on point. So if you're following people that aren't relevant to your niche, your message isn't going to get out there to the right people, to your ideal client, your ideal customer. Is this making sense? I hope so. Give me some feedback, some love hearts, some emojis below. Let me know that this is all connecting. The dots are all connecting. And sometimes you might be doing all of these things right, except for one little tweak that stands out today, and you go, oh my gosh, that's it, and it changes everything. And I wish I had more time to share with you, because there are so many other strategies to add to this, but we only have maybe a couple more minutes left. So let's keep going. You could also do a post on Facebook. I did this the other day and I got a lot of engagement from it. I'm hanging out a lot on Instagram these days. Who here is on Instagram? Let's do a connection over there. And I'll put my handle in the comments below, because Facebook wants you to hang out on Facebook all the time. They don't want you directing people to other platforms like Instagram or YouTube. So if you put a link in your post, Facebook isn't going to push that post out very far. So you want to always make sure you put the link in the comments below. So if you see that happening, that's kind of a little hack there as well. And then people will come over to your Instagram from your Facebook, and you guys can connect over there. Okay, hashtags, so important. And I stopped doing hashtags for a while because it just wasn't gaining a following, but there is a strategy behind it. So you want to go and research what your ideal client or your ideal team member is hashtagging, and what hashtags are communities, basically, where people are hanging out and looking for more information and looking to connect and collaborate with other people who are in a similar industry as you. So figure out, who is your ideal client? Maybe a client you've already worked with. Maybe you're just brand new to business and you're trying to figure out who that ideal client is. So go do a little bit of due diligence and research the communities where these people are hanging out. And then you can start a bank of hashtags in a journal that you can always go back to and pop into your post. You could also do it on your notes on your phone, so you can just copy and paste it over into your Instagram post. But keep in mind that you can only use up to 30 hashtags, and you don't want to use all 30 because that could get spammy. And you also don't want to use the same hashtag layout every single time because your account will get flagged and you could get closed down also for spam. So I really wish that I could get more into the hashtag strategy with you because there is a deeper strategy to it. There's certain sizes of hashtags. There's big hashtags, medium hashtags, small hashtags, and it's all super relevant to how you're going to lay out that hashtag strategy. But I do have to run now. I've got another podcast I'm going to be on this afternoon in about half an hour, so I've got to get my notes ready for that. So I'm going to have to pop off. But if you are interested in learning more about my business strategies, whether you're starting a business or scaling a business, just reach out to me in DM. I'd love to find out more about what you're looking to achieve and share with you my offer and how it can help you. The doors to the Business Startup Academy are open, and I'd love to get some more information to you about what that looks like and what you're going to be learning inside. I kind of touched a little bit on that, but it is a 6-month program that goes way in depth for giving you the foundations, the strategies, the mindset that you need to create a successful, thriving business. So thank you guys so much for being here today. Love you all. Here's to a wonderful rest of your day, and leave your top takeaway in the comments below if you don't mind. I always love to know what resonates most with people to make sure that the message is getting across. And if you would like more information on the Business Startup Academy, just drop a more info, please, and I'll pop a link over to you in Messenger. All right, thanks again for your time today. Bye, guys.